What's going on, guys? Neithwaw here, or Adam. Uh, Today it kind of came to my attention that we have another leak on our hands, basically. And I know what everyone thinks when it comes to leaks. You're like, oh yeah, well we've heard that many at this point. That which one's real, which one's fake, and you kind of build in false expectations of what you want the expansion to be. And it's kind of the reason I'm not a massive fan of leaks, because you kind of build this idea of, oh, if it's like this, it'll be so good, and then you're disappointed when you don't get what you want. But this one's kind of caught my attention because it's something along the line, not there. It's not specifically there yet, but this is kind of like an idea for what I want the next expansion to be like. Because for me, an ideal expansion for lore and all stuff like that, and obviously I watch a lot of Pyromancer, shout out to Pyro, and Accolon. So I do actually enjoy a lot of their content, like the speculations, like second to none. Like I can tune into them speculating for time. But anyway, enough ass kissing. Because basically, they've both released a video on the Shadowlands expansion, which is pretty much like the thing you see here. Like this is the entirety of the leak that is apparently coming. The one interesting thing that stands out to me here is Nyalotha. That's been hinted towards so long in the game, and I really, really want that to come true because I really want to go there. I want to see what the crack is. Like Pyro said as well, the logo does look relatively, real. Which, with some leaks, you can kind of guess it's not real, but that does actually look quite legit. I'm not 110% sure as to where the zones link into the story. I'm not massively into all of it. I don't know if there's actually anything detailing these zones that have been shown so far. But on a main note, let's read what the actual expansion is supposed to be coming with. So basically, this expansion is kind of detailing something that, like I say, is something towards what I'm wanting out of the expansion. So let's just go ahead and read some of these out. So, World of Warcraft Shadowlands is supposed to be the title of this new expansion. It reads, 2 new continents, Dragon Isles and the Shadowlands. New class, Tinkerer DPS with turrets, bombs and Ghostbuster gimmicks. Not sure what that means, but we'll see. Also a healer and tank spec. So does that mean it's going to be like a ranged... Because we haven't really had a ranged hero class yet. Which is something that really kind of needs to be brought into it. I'd probably prefer something like a proper necromancer. I know we've got the warlocks and stuff like that, and that's absolutely fantastic, but I'd just prefer them to put their own spin on a new caster class that actually appeals to people other than just being, generic, like as a melee. So yeah. Healer and tank specs, uses melee armour, primary stat is intellect, vestiges of power, secondary talent system in LA artifacts and essences. Level squish postponed. Since we haven't even had a date of the confirmation for that yet, I'm not too sure because they could just be postponing it, but also I do believe it might be a little bit late to start postponing these ideas, like given the expansion cycle. No world revamp. That would have really been ideal, but at the same time, why would they update the maps for the current map and then design something completely new? Unless it was like a revamp of like just higher textures, I'm not too sure. It could be, or if they just completely lay out. Like what I wanted was Black Empire, and you see like the whole landscape changes because like basically the Black Empire rises and like to the full glory, and that's when we have a real problem on our hands. I think that's a very good incentive. The BFA wasn't too the incentive to play wasn't too strong at the start, I'll be honest. New scaling tech that will do away with frequent item level and stat squishing. Fair play. I'm not sure how that'll work. That'll be interesting. Raid tier sets are not returning, but there will be class specific challenge sets. Champion system. We will reunite with the spirits of the fallen heroes: Uther, Cairn, Vol'jin, Varian, Saurfang, Ronin, etc. But also certain villages. No, not villages. Villains. The Old Gods are not dead. They are sleeping in Nyalotha, and Azoth has been redirecting souls to fuel the Old Gods' ascension back into the world. Black Empire will rise again very soon. This is what Ajara saw when she died. yeah, ignore the trailer because I'm currently having music playing in the background because I'm too lazy to edit music on. Oh. So yeah, the Black Empire Rising would actually be so sick. I'd really enjoy that. As far as it goes for, you know, coming together with the fallen heroes, I wonder how that's going to tie into the storyline. Foster Death, aka Death Vanguard, Elune Hellier and others are working together to fight the Void incursion in the Shadowlands. Bolvar brings us here. Sylvanas has been honouring a pact, waging war in Hellier's name. Elune's Night Warrior also transport the souls of its victims to the Shadowlands. Alliance has inadvertently helped the war against the old gods in the Shadowlands. They'll be reunited with all the casualties, almost, but when somebody is working for Hakar, the Soul Flayer, who seeks power for himself also by consuming souls. Old gods, the Void exploited the defeat of Argus to gain access to the Shadowlands. Xal'atath may have sold us out. I've kind of called this for a while. I've kind of said, because I think it's a bit hit and miss to like try and turn around and say that, I'm just going to turn this off, to say that the quote at the end of Antorus, where she kind of hints towards something. She says, long have we sought entry to this realm, or something along those lines. To me, when she was released from the Blade, I think that's where she's gone. Because in a previous interview or something, or in a previous Pyromancer video, they said basically that if that goes missing or something happens with that star in the sky from where the Pantheon were, we need to be worried, and I think that could potentially be down to Xal'atath. I think she's a lot more powerful than people have been let out, and I think that's why she was probably trapped in the Blade. But that's just speculation, and I can't back that up fully. I'd have to do some research, but personally I think that she's going to be responsible for something big, especially including with the Pantheon. Sylvana, yeah, where did I get to, sorry? Ny'alotha is threatened by the advance of Death's forces. N'Zoth instigated the Battle of Azeroth to cause death and consume more souls. Sylvanas propagated the war to usher souls towards Hellier instead of Ny'alotha. That could be the pact. I did sort of start to think that was kind of what was going on, but at the same time, I haven't given that storyline too much thought. But I think it'd be interesting because we didn't really get that much time to, look at Hellier in that kind of way. We didn't really get much of an experience with Hellier. We basically saw her for a little bit at the start of the expansion, and then we offed her in the second patch, which was kind of pointless. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where her story goes. The Darkfront starting point for the Shadowlands: 3 minor factions: Night Elves, Death Knights, Hellier and Sylvanas. Hellier is kinda now and prettier. Well, I don't know about that either. I really, really could not say about that. Maybe Sylvanas has fulfilled the pact, and for some reason that's come through and brought out her true form rather than being trapped in Helheim. Main goal is to prevent Ny'alotha from consuming souls of the fallen. Huge rivers of souls run through each zone. So if we go back to the map, that is interesting. It seems like everything's kind of gated towards Ny'alotha. So again, there's no being 110% sure that this map is real, but it seems pretty legit. Morbara. All the blood trolls were killed in Nazmir. All the blood trolls were killed in Nazmir here. We killed. Sorry. When somebody has been roped into working for Hakar, the Soul Flayer, we help him overthrow Hakar and reclaim his title as the Lover of Death. Alnir, Riftlands, a crucible from the primordial energies that compromise the fabric of all realities. Not comprise. I really need to work on my reading. With portals to each one. Everything is spilling in and out of rifts. Source avoid incursions on Dragon Isles and Emerald Dream. Which is interesting considering that we do see that the Void are actually doing something with the Emerald Dream. I haven't actually got to that quest line yet, but when I do, I might record it and try and examine it. Zero's semi-peaceful zone where the spirits go to rest according to law. Main city and sanctuary is here. Lots of quest lines and 2 dungeons. Greek-inspired, a la Hades front yard. Ethereals have a big presence here. That'll be quite interesting as well, considering the Ethereals are kind of very they're very elusive. They're very, I don't know, there's just something about them. They're just very unsettling, very weird. But it seems like they might hold a lot of information, so it'd be kind of cool to see them brought into an expansion properly that isn't just, the end of Andon like on Argus. Because they seem to always pop up when the Legion are involved. Like with Outland, with Orkandune, and with the end of Antaurus, or Legion when we went to Argus. There will likely be 9 total dungeons at launch, 5 in the Shadowlands and 4 in the Dragon Isles. No names for them yet. So they kind of try to go with the same kind of layout for a launch patch for, the same sort of layout as they've done Rise of Azshara, where we've got 2 zones. I wonder if they'll both be as prevalent. It seems like we're kind of going to be spoiled for choice as for zones in this. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Rathian. Don't know much, but it is Void the Dragon Isles says don't know much, but as Void Dragons we will help rebuild the Black Dragon Fright storylines for each dragon aspect. That'd be quite interesting, considering when you go into the zones where you basically got an Eltharian's lair. I thought it was interesting that for some reason there was a spy from Rathian basically watching you. So I do believe that they must have some sort of presence in the next expansion. I just really do hope it comes with the rest. What do you think about the expansion leak, guys? I don't know whether I believe it or not. Like I said at the start, I don't really want to get my hopes up for something that's not going to be there, but if it comes, I think it could be a very, very, very good expansion. And with the way it's going with the 2 different zones, does that mean that we are actually getting the faction deletion thing, where we're just basically going all one faction, we can all kind of play together? I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'd have to see it in motion, because it just feels like they're taking a massive dump on PvPers at this point in time, but at the same time you've got to keep relevant to the story. We always end up fighting for some reason. There's no point saying that we're working together and then shit's hit the fan. Garrosh bombed my home and whatnot, taking things to pedantic measures, such as the Battle for Desire Lord Jaina. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think as an expansion it would be a really cool idea. I just hope they execute it right, because to me I think that Rise of the Black Empire would be the ultimate choice for an expansion. But would that be a choice for maybe the last expansion? Because I feel like Pyro might actually be onto something when he says about World of Warcraft 2. I think that the Indian's too backdated, and I think they feel like they could possibly get a fresher market with a fresher game. But we'll have to see. Anyway, it's been Neathwow, and thank you very much for watching. If you would like to see more videos covering leaks or maybe speculation, then please do leave a like. Maybe leave a comment asking me what I think about certain topics. Maybe you can even teach me something, which is very possible because I'm not the most clued. I love the WoW lore, but I haven't read all the Chronicle books. I'm still reading the first one at the minute because I've not long got it, but I'm enjoying it so far. And just as a quick one, if you would like to buy some cheap games during this holiday period, obviously the summer, you should be spending it indoor gaming. What you're doing with yourself if you're not. just check the link in my description and you can buy some cheap games at g2a.com. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Take it easy.